congratulations to the club. Portland Timbers 2 and your Real Monarchs. Thank you.
Well, fans, welcome in for Real Monarchs versus Portland Timbers 2. We are checking out our starting lineups here as we get set for kickoff in match week 15. First of all, for Real Monarchs, the home side under head coach Mark Lowry, it's the 5-4-1 formation. They look like a 3-4-3 in game, so keep an eye on Anderson, Lineker Rodriguez dos Santos, and Van Parker, the May Player of the Month in MLS Next Pro, kind of as those front three players, and a back three consisting of Wes Sharpie, Michael Wenzel, and Kobe Henry. Now over to Portland Timbers 2, who didn't have to change a whole lot from their last match. The most notable change is on the touchline. Andres Flores, now the assistant coach of the second team, as former second team head coach Jack Cassidy has moved into an interim role with the Portland Timbers first team. Just one notable change in the lineup. Alex Bamford, the typical center back, is out today. He's replaced by Charles Ondo in the center of defense. Cervantes with a game-winning goal in the last match on the road against Vancouver Whitecaps FC2, giving Portland Timbers a 1-0 lead and a 1-0 win their last time on the road. Portland Timbers 2, a team that is 4-1 this season on the road, which included a 3-0 victory last time they traveled to face Real Monarchs. So we welcome you in here at the base of the Wasatch Range, Harriman, Utah. 82 degrees and sunny here at Zions Bank Stadium, as Real Monarchs will look to get revenge for that early May matchup. We saw Timbers 2 come out with a decisive 3-0 victory, but so much has changed for these two teams since then. You look at the Timbers side that took the field that day. It included first-teamers like Gage Guerra and Sawyer Jura, who made major impacts on the field. And then, of course, the coaching change on the Timbers side. And for Real Monarchs, they are starting to get healthy. They've got a few players back from international break and trying to break through as they revisit sort of what was working for them early in the season when they had a very nice month of March. Had some good results as well in May, as Van Parker took home Player of the Month honors in MLS Next Pro. So if he can get on the score sheet, that could be a route to success against Timbers 2, but they have been a mighty hard team to score on. Portland, in their last 4 away matches, have not conceded a goal. They have scored 6 across those 4 matches, and all 4 they have come away with the win. So they've been used to winning by tight margins. The Real Monarchs trying to get that free-flowing style back in action as we are underway here in Utah. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Parker Johnson here on MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. And so glad that you've taken a little time out of your Saturday to come hang out with us this evening. As Real Monarchs are also celebrating the last home match for Wes Sharpie, who's been a great servant to the club and wears the captain's armband today from the center back spot for Mark Lowry's side. It is Portland in the white tops, green shorts, and Real Monarchs in the dark blue and red. The old claret and cobalt. It's Daniel Cervantes, the Mexican forward for Portland, who draws the foul as he was checking back to show as an option. Cervantes has made a habit of scoring big goals this season. He's got 4 of them to lead the way for Timbers 2, coming in after playing 5 years in the Mexican youth system, on the club side anyways, and he scored 32 goals across those 5 years in Mexico. He's got 4 this season for Portland. 2 of them have been equalizing goals. 2 of them have been game winners, including last time out against Vancouver Whitecaps FC2. Free kick taken quickly, knocked off the defender, so that's going to be an early yellow card here for the Monarchs. A textbook reading of the rules from our head official, Trevor Weissman. If you stand in the way of a free kick, could be given as a yellow card every single time. Sometimes refs are a little more lenient within the first couple minutes, but we do have the early booking here for the home side. And as Omar Marquez having the chat with the referee, but the yellow card went to Kobe Henry, the Trinidad international, who starts at center back on the right side of the back 3 for Real Monarchs. And as soon as we got back underway, a physical challenge from Van Parker, who will get a stern talking to, but we won't see another booking in quick succession, as everybody gets on the same page with what we can and can't get away with. O'Gara going for the header. The former second-round draft pick wins the duel, but unable to retain possession for the Monarchs. He starts in midfield alongside Marquez, trying to get back to the system that Mark Lowry really prefers. It's a 3-4-3, but when you think about those front three players, it's one striker and two more creative number 10s. And then behind them, there's the double pivot that is O'Gara and Marquez today. So between the two 10s and those two more defensive midfielders, you kind of have a bank of four, able to create some extra overloads through the middle. It helps Real Monarchs be a lot more front foot in possession and control the midfield area. It's a place that they've struggled as their availability has been limited in recent weeks with players on international duty, some injuries, and of course always first team responsibilities as well here in MLS Next Pro. Now they've got a slightly more fuller squad for this one. Still a couple guys who are getting some rest after coming back from U.S. Youth National Team responsibilities, such as Gio Villa, Luca Moisa, and Axel Uriostegui. A couple of regular features with Real Monarchs who will not be in play for this one. But they're hoping to imprint the style that gave them some success earlier on in the year. That's what Mark Lowry talked about. He said the last time these teams met, when Portland came here and got a 3-0 win, just their second ever win in Utah in a series that goes back 26 previous meetings. He said that day, we didn't look like Real Monarchs, and it's our mission tonight to respond from that and remind the visitors what this club is all about. Hasn't stuck for him too well in the early going here. 5 minutes gone, and it's Portland Timbers playing out of the back. A little lackadaisical from Izoita, but easy enough for Lund to recover. Low-driven ball out of goal from Sam Joseph. Standout goalkeepers in MLS Next Pro this season. Now it's Parker bringing Ruben Masalas into the play on the left. Swings in a ball, back post, bouncing, looped over the goalkeeper, and it's headed off the line by Portland. Great defending. Sam Joseph will be grateful that he was backed up on the goal line. Well worked from Real Monarchs to move that quickly out to the left, and Masalas was able to find a man at the far post. Not decisive enough on the finish. But right away, that will be a welcome sight for Mark Lowry. He talked about wanting to get more production from his wingbacks, especially those on the left side. This is going to be the 5th straight match where they have started a different player at the left wing back spot. But Masalas is naturally a creative attacking player, even though he's played a lot of defense this year. He's looking forward to seeing what else he can bring. Created one chance early on, and Real Monarchs trying to threaten again. A shot from inside the box, trickles through. An early goal for Real Monarchs, courtesy of Omar Marquez. For Marquez, it is his first goal of the season. Let's take another look at how this all developed. Evalds causing trouble on the right. It's loose inside the box, and the Portland defense just giving way too much space for Marquez. Looks like it may have taken a deflection on its way past Sam Joseph. But right away, the away shutout streak is snapped for Portland. 4 games running, but within 7.5 minutes, they have conceded here in Utah. What a great start for Real Monarchs.
Real Monarchs goal scored by number 40, Omar Marquez.
Box crashing run from Omar Marquez, a Mexican under-17 international, one of many homegrown players up and down this Real Monarchs roster. He's been a thorn in Portland's side in the past, had 2 assists in a March contest against T2 last season. He has struck here in his return to the starting lineup. He'd been used as a substitute in his last 3 matches. back in and looking dangerous. Able to capitalize on the loose ball. Very uncharacteristic, though, for Portland, a team that has prided itself on box defending. There's 7 clean sheets, tied for first in the league, but that number will not be going up today. 4 out of their 7 wins have come by a 1-0 scoreline. So forcing this team to score multiple goals in order to get a result, something that they've not had to fight through too often this season. And this is a new experience for a new-look team. You just wonder about the absence of Alex Bamford back there at center back as well. Would he have been in that position? He's formed such a good connection with Lund as the center back pairing. Charles Ondo is a great defender in his own right, but not naturally a center back, certainly not in a back 4. Couple seams available in the box on that opening goal that you just haven't seen this year from Timbers 2. Real Monarchs trying to capitalize on that early goal and now sink their teeth into this matchup. Control the game with the ball as Mark Lowry gestures down on the touchline. You saw him telling the team to just slow it down a touch. And there's the line-breaking pass. It's the goal scorer, Marquez, who's trying to flick it over for Massalas to come forward. Monarchs drawing Portland forward, but it's a sloppy pass on the far side, looking for Felix Evalds. Henry with the header. Noah Santos in the bright pink boots trying to get involved for the first time out on the far side. He's been very much the talisman this season for a lot of the good things that Portland have done in attack. All played over the top, falls loose. Real Monarchs. Decent opportunity as it turned out. It looked like there may have been a foul initially on the first pass through, but the referee allowed play to continue as it ran right into the path of one of the Monarchs forwards. Good recovery, though, from Portland to get back and sniff out that awkward defensive situation. Long ball from Sharpie. A little too strong, but this is a pretty good position for the ball to be in. See teams put it there on purpose from kickoffs quite often these days. Trying to trap the other team deep in the corner. Must have taken a deflection, though, because this throw-in has been given to the Utah side, and they will set up the long throw. Felix Ewald using this as a weapon. It's an extra set piece for the Monarchs. Good tackle. Needs another clearance as the ball skews into the sky. Awkward bounce. Thing just careened towards Sam Joseph with so much spin coming off of the turf surface. Worked out favorably, though, for Portland. Always dangerous to let the ball bounce in the box like that. create a moment of uncertainty. But it shows the chaos created by that long throw-in. Ewald has been able to maintain a place in the starting lineup. We mentioned earlier, Mark Lowry not thrilled with the production from his wingbacks this year, but he was mostly referring to the left side. On the right, Ewald has kind of staked his spot. This is his 6th start of the season. He's appeared in every match and came away with 2 assists across his last 3 appearances. That little streak was snapped as he was held off against San Jose last time out. Foul against Portland right around the halfway line. Monarchs players have some questions for the referee after one of their teammates received that early yellow. I think there's been a ongoing quest for some justice to be served the other way. Free kick launched to no one, but the second ball picked up by the home side. Lineker with the back heel. Around the outside, shot fired towards the near post. Pawed by Sam Joseph, who lets it bounce once and then gathers. Now he'll throw it out quickly, looking for Danny Nunez. Youngest professional signing in Timbers 2 history. He loses out to Masales. Comes with the head. That's Max Kirk-Vliet in the Real Monarchs goal. Convincing clearance. Alert to the ball over top, searching out the run of Cervantes. Portland stepping up the pressure. Sharpie able to get away with a loose touch. Now Kirk-Vliet goes long. Free kick for Portland. This portion of the match is brought to you by Zions Bank, the official bank of Real Monarchs. 17th minute here from Zions Bank Stadium. Home side up early thanks to a goal in the 7th minute from Omar Marquez. Picking up the pieces after a low cross bobbled free in the area. He was first to pounce on it, and Portland uncharacteristically giving up a goal on the road. Great response early from Mark Lowry's team. Last time out against San Jose, they played on Sunday on the road in the Bay Area, and that was a match that saw them go into a hole quickly, down 3-0 after the first half, a game that Lowry described as a bit comical in the way that it all played out. He didn't think his team played too badly, but Earthquakes, too, just pouncing on all their opportunities. They've been a very effective side in transition and proved it against Real Monarchs. And once the game was at 3-0, Coach Lowry saying that his team played better in the second half, but ultimately not able to find that breakthrough. And at that point, didn't make much difference anyway, given the deficit they were facing. So he kept things positive with his team, moved on, and was looking forward to this chance to put things right against Portland. A good showing so far, but they got to keep the foot on the gas. Parker, from a tight angle, seen well wide of the goal. One of the big highlights from that last match was a first professional start for homegrown player Lincoln Ream, who would go on yesterday to officially sign his contracts with Real Monarchs, which will turn into a homegrown deal in July of 2027. And that will make him the 50th player to receive a homegrown contract here in the RSL organization. That number leads MLS by a pretty good distance. Another product of the academy, but he wasn't in the starting lineup today. Mark Lowry making sure that they don't force him into too many big spots early on. It was a physical match against San Jose, and they've rotated him out to see what Ruben Massalas can do at the left wing-back spot in this match. More to come, though, sure, for young Lincoln Ream. Still just 16 years old. Another tight whistle follows the contact at the edge of the Portland penalty box. Free kick put back into play by Ondo. Joseph taking the long route. Cervantes holding up. And Forrest getting past O'Gara, drawing some contact, and a free kick in the attacking half for Timbers 2. And Forrest, just in his second game back from injury, he's been a much-needed replenishment to the starting lineup. Been short on fullbacks throughout the season. Seen a couple guys playing out of position just to try to fill that spot. Timbers 2 have even changed the formation to adjust. Marquez rolls it out to the right. Lineker, top of the box now. Ewalds. Played across. Massalas at the near post. Saved by Joseph. And the second. Forming an orange wall in goal. Sam Joseph coming up big. Let's get another look. It goes side to side as the ball deflects off the defender, and then great vision to slide it out to Massalas. 4 Real Monarchs players waiting there if there was any kind of spillage from the goalkeeper. Now here comes the long throw. Flick on stays alive. Nunez with the big clearance. That'll get Portland out of trouble for now. That is an audacious touch. Real Monarchs playing out. Massalas draws in his defender and brings it back to the center of the pitch. Halfway through our first half of action. Monarchs looking for more. Massalas welcomes it in, has the run through the middle, continues forward. It's Ruben Massalas. Cleared out off the scoreboard and out for a corner. Now, this portion of today's match is presented by Intermountain Health, the power of we. First opportunity from the corner flag for the Monarchs, and notice the winds. Those 2 flags behind the goal. It is whipping right into the face of the Portland defenders. So any kind of in-swinging cross here will have a little extra oomph behind it. They keep it low, though, trying to surge on for the shot. Slightly mistimed on the routine corner kick play. Now Marquez will serve. Has a man at the back post. Unable to keep it alive there is Ewalds. And the chance goes begging for Salt Lake. Everything has been a little bit sloppy from a Portland perspective thus far in the game. See Andres Flores on the touchline with his arms folded as he takes in the action from a new position. The interim caretaker manager here with the second team, but Flores has spent a lot of time in the Portland organization. Ewald looks for the cross. Nobody there at the back post. Van Voris almost able to let it run out, but instead, it's right back with O'Gara. Nunez went down. Thankfully, the pass stays alive from Cervantes. Izoita picking it up. No trouble there for Kobe Henry. Just going back to Flores, the new interim coach here with T2. He's been an assistant with the second team since he retired in 2022. Made 50 appearances for Portland Timbers. 69 caps as an international for El Salvador as well, so a very experienced player. And when Jack Cassidy was still the coach of the second team, Flores' role had a lot to do with what this team does with the ball. Cassidy's expertise coming more so in what they do out of possession, which has certainly been the strong suit of Timbers 2 this year. Their defense only allowing 15 goals heading into this match, but they've only scored 16. So we'll see under Flores if there's any change there, but he emphasized to me when we got a chance to catch up with him this week that he really just wants to keep things as similar as possible. The players have been great with this changeover and this transition that they're going through. He says he wants the training sessions to look the same. He wants to keep consistency. That's something that has been built by Cassidy since he's taken over. He says you have to stay consistent with the stuff you're doing every week because that's the only way to see if you're progressing and getting better, learning and embracing the concepts. Confident touch from Kirk Fleet, who had to get that one right. Portland setting up the pressure. Monarchs keeping it on the grounds. Henry out to Ewalds. Taken away by Owen Anderson. Those two number 10s in Mark Lowry's system. Now Wenzel. There's going to be a yellow card issued to Connor Ferguson, the Portland left back. After leaving a little bit extra on that challenge around the halfway line. There's been a few of those tackles across the first 30 minutes here that have bordered on yellow card territory. And Trevor Weissman has held off to this point, but finally going to the book. And my apologies, that was Charles Ondo who picked up the yellow, not Ferguson. Izoita. Santos yet to really get going in this match. He was devastating the last time that Portland faced off with Real Monarchs. That 3-0 win for Timbers 2 right here at Zions Bank Stadium. Santos in that match played all 90 minutes. He had a goal and an assist. That was on the 3rd of May, and he has not registered a goal contribution since that game. 3 goals and 1 assist on the year for Santos. Adolfo Enriquez. Santos again. Played through, and a beautiful header. He meets it before Kirk Vliet. 1-1 right on the half-hour mark. It's a great line-splitting ball from Enriquez to start the whole thing off. And then the center backs from Real Monarchs just losing their marker. Cervantes running free through the middle. And it is a simple header for him with the goalkeeper caught in no man's land. A perfect time for Portland to reply. Cervantes scoring his 5th goal of the season. Equaling out Omar Marquez's 7th minute tally. And we have a fresh game here as we pause for some hydration break. 31st minute of action. So glad that all of you are tuned in with us. Very exciting time in the soccer world. The World Cup coming to North America. All kinds of action today. But these are the stars of the future. And we'll remind you that this portion of the match is presented by America First, the official credit union of Real Salt Lake. America First has game-changing solutions for every financial need. So join the winning team today at americafirst.com. Huge win for the U.S. men's national team last night, taking down Paraguay in their World Cup opener. And as I said, these will be the stars of tomorrow. Think about the 2030 World Cup and the 2034 edition. But even in this year's World Cup, you can see MLS academies and MLS Next Pro products dotted all across the 48 countries. 42 players on World Cup rosters came through MLS academies or played in MLS Next Pro. And if you just focus on the USA and Canada rosters, 2 of the 3 host nations, you'll find that 79% of the players on those 2 countries spent time in MLS, which is just remarkable and really, really great sign for this league and where it is headed for the future. Little contact as the Monarchs forward ran through there. The goalkeeper hesitant to come off his line, and Lund had to deal with the situation. Home fans clamoring that there may have been a penalty shout. They play on. Good flick forward. Lund into the action again. Pressure pays off. High up the pitch. Forcing Timbers 2 down here in the corner. And Forrest to take. Nothing but free space on the far side. Santos would have a lot of work to do from here. But he is dripping with talent. He's got a man touching earth. He's going for the long shot. Santos. That was electric. The finish falling just a little short. Best players to come out of the Portland Academy in recent years, Noah Santos. So you can see why there. Beating his defender with ease. And as he looked up, you can't blame him for having a pop-it goal. Portland growing in confidence as the minutes tick by. After that early goal from Marquez, got Real Monarchs off to a hot start. Timbers 2 slowly looking like themselves again. The threat in transition is a huge part of it, although they were in great flow when they set up their goal in response, which came from Cervantes. Nunez making the run through bodies. Having a conversation there on the Portland bench as they start to tick towards the halftime window. 10 minutes to go, and so the coaches can give their talks in the locker room. He was chatting there with Jodell Wright, who is the under-15s head coach in the Portland Academy and has stepped up to be the new assistant with Flores, because when Cassidy moved up to the first team, there were a number of other shifts among the coaching staff and a couple seats to fill on the bench with the second team. So a huge opportunity for Wright to step up, and Flores mentioned to me he was really excited to work with him. See him exchanging ideas as they get set to break things down at halftime. Tricky match to call at this point, because based on the first time these two teams played, it's certainly an improved performance from Real Monarchs, but the way that they started so quickly, had some chances even to score again after taking the lead early on. I would have definitely hoped to be in a better position by halftime. And if this thing stays at 1-1, Portland would feel good having gotten back into the match, but with the way they've played this season, anything short of 3 points would be a disappointment, even away from home. They've had an incredibly strong record on their travels. So a lot left to play for here. Long throw, speared in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Ondo able to get the first head on it, but it will require more clearance. Timbers 2 working their way out. Santos dribbling free. He spots the crossfield pass. It hangs up in the wind a little bit from Portland, and that completely derails the counterattack. Nunez had space if the ball was further in front of him, and I'm sure that's where Santos meant to put it. conditions wreaking havoc here in the first half. Of course, that will be an important switch to the way that the second 45 plays out as well. Yellow card issued to Rail Monarchs. It's going to be the captain, Wes Sharpie. A little too aggressive on the tackle
Yellow
on
card
Nunez.
caution, Rail Monarchs number 67, Wesley Sharpie.
Sharpie getting his money's worth here in his last home match for Rail Monarchs. Clear push in the back from Van Voris. As Sharpie gets some retribution, or rather that was Masala's who went down. Masala's trying to go past Van Voris. Smart tackle from the Portland outside back. Switched over, looking for Santos. In a duel with Henry. Had hands on his back, but kept himself clean in the eyes of the referee. Kobe Henry picking up his 7th cap with the Trinidad and Tobago senior national team over the recent international break at the beginning of June. Able to build the foundations of this attack as the Monarchs work up the right. Masala's getting it from Sharpie. Look at the combinations that Rail Monarchs are coming up with using this 3-4-3 system, and can't help but think a little bit about what the U.S. men's national team was cooking up last night. Those 2 number 10s underneath the striker and an active left wing back. In this case, it's Masala's. Last night it was Anthony Robinson linking up with Christian Pulisic in those exact same types of positions. A formation and a attacking system that has gained a lot of popularity. It's Mauricio Pochettino's shape of choice and has created some overloads on the left for the Monarchs in the first half. Now a whistle from the referee, who is guiding our attention towards the Portland bench, I believe. Fourth official Brendan Lucas in conversation with, looks like, Noah Santos, who had to step off for a moment. I wonder if that was just some kind of outfit issue, maybe a stain on his jersey or a piece of jewelry he had to take off or something like that. But in any case, back underway. Important couple of minutes to manage. Timbers haven't created a lot since they scored the equalizer. the type of team that within 1 or 2 touches can find their way into the penalty box and create a chance out of nothing. Last time for Real Monarchs, it was a 3rd goal right before halftime that really felt like it killed anything that was left of the game, sending the Monarchs into a 3-goal deficit at the break. If it's 2, you feel like, you can come out of halftime and score that first goal and add a little bit of pressure to the match. Well, a goal for either team here could be just as game-changing. Joseph taking no risks for Portland as he seeks out Van Voorhis, who's established some residency in the attacking third. Lots of freedom to make his way forward. Lund able to cover his center back position and all that space on the right left by Van Voorhis. Santos into the box, pass 2, dribbling end line, cuts it back, there's the shot, and stopped by Kirk Vliet. Santos so dynamic, but it's a very difficult angle in the end for his teammate to put that on goal.
2 minutes will be added to the half.
See
2 minutes.
2 minutes of first half stoppage time. Whatever issue Santos had that caused him to step to the bench a couple minutes ago clearly has been solved. Voorhis again making inroads. Couldn't quite keep it in play. Kirk Vliet will usher his troops forward, or at least feign that he was going to do that. And now they will step for real. Well, that seems like an indication that Real Monarchs are pretty happy with where this game is at right now. All level as we stare down the barrel of halftime, see if they can create one more opportunity. 50 seconds left to play. Massalas spots the man at the top of the box, and that is a wild shot over the top. Elwald's coming in, trying to strike at the critical moment, but opened his hips and leaned back. That is the recipe for a shot high over the crossbar. Now we'll see Joseph take this in a very similar manner. Lowry's goal coming into this match was progress from the last time these two teams played, and a reminder to Portland about what Real Monarchs are all about. Omar Marquez showed that in the 7th minute, putting the home side in front, but Daniel Cervantes striking back in the 31st to draw us level at the half. Our score is 1-1 at the break. Coming up in our halftime show, we will be taking a closer look at a pair of players, our MLS Next Pro connections to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, plus highlights and our upcoming schedule, all after this short timeout. Stay with us.
They say the world's game is played everywhere. This is how we play it here. every weekend across North America. From Vancouver's mountain rain to the shores of Florida. From the city of angels to the heartland. The world's brightest stars light up our fields.
Let's go.
And our fans bring the world to life. In every language, in every city. One game, one roar. Sold out nights under lights. New soccer citadels rising from coast to coast. Every chant, every goal, another brick in a growing belief. Now, the world's biggest stage comes to our home. And when they arrive, they'll find the game's heartbeat has been here all along.
Welcome back here at halftime. Real Monarchs 1, Portland Timbers 2-1. The stories of next pro players making their MLS debuts are always fun. So let's follow midfielder Owen Prestis as he recently made his way to his MLS debut in New Jersey.
Past few years, you've definitely seen a growth in the willingness from the whole club just to give opportunity to young players, which is huge for myself as a homegrown, but also just the younger guys. When you get out there on the field, it's definitely like, wow, first 5 minutes you're like taken back a little bit. But then, as the game went on and I felt the ball at my foot, as I started communicating and hearing the other players, it's like home.
Taken here by Prestis to head it away. Does well.
It's just so fun to play and be out there, and the feeling of a through ball going where you want it to, or the feeling of winning an aerial duel, or the feeling of making a tackle. It's the game I've been playing my whole life. I've been working super hard. I think I just felt a lot of trust. When Laurent said congrats on the debut, in the moment it was like, wow. He coached me in my first few professional games with Crew 2. That was surreal, and whenever my next appearance is, just building off of it, and how can I make that positive for a result or positive for the team? It was pretty cool.
I just love to score goals. I just love to make the fans happy. I just love to see other people smile.
Sumo Jr. slaloming through, and that's just staggering from Carolina Core. Sumo Jr. trying to head it along. Sumo Jr. tucks it in, and it's headed down and past Juan Rojas. Anthony Sumo Jr. the breakthrough.
Growing up in Liberia, I grew up just watching people play at a high level. Like my dad played for the Liberian national team. All his brothers, they all play for the Liberian national team. All my uncles, everybody that I grew up around, George Weah, they all play at a very, very high level, and my eyes was open to it at such a young age. And just talking about it makes me passionate because football was the only thing they had, and it helped change their life, and it helped change my life. So they all just helped push me.
Growing up around the game gave Anthony an early love for it. But there was one person he always aspired to be like.
When you're very young, you just play for fun. You just have fun. Every time you see a ball, it's like it releases everything, all your troubles, all your problems, and you're just playing and just enjoying yourself and having fun. So I never really pay attention to being a professional soccer player, but I knew I always wanted to be like my dad. And I always wanted to be like him personality-wise, and how he raised me, how he grew up, the amount of integrity he had, and how he respected other people. And those are the things that I wanted to be like first before I even thought about being anything else.
When Anthony moved to the United States with his mom and sisters, life changed quickly.
Migrating from Liberia to the United States, me and my mom and two little sisters, it was very interesting at first because we never really thought about moving to a different country and changing our life, leaving our families behind, and just leaving a lot of things. So just migrating over here and coming to the U.S., we faced a lot of adversity, and my mom, she had to go through the mud to work every day, 2 or 3 jobs, just for us to have the opportunity that we have today. I give thanks and glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because without him, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in today, because I think he gave me the strength and the courage to keep driving, to keep striving every day, because life is not as easy as you think it is.
No matter where he was, the game always felt the same to Anthony. It was the place where he felt most like himself.
My dad always tells me that. He always tells me, you was born to be a professional football player, or you was born to be a football player. No matter where you play at, football is still the same. Whether you play in mud, you play on sand, it's still the same. It never changed. So for me, whenever I step into any environment, whenever I step into anywhere, I just pray to God for him to shine his light through me so I can be able to do what I love.
We're not able to get it through, and a quick counter for Sumo. Gets a shot and scores! Sumo strikes back for Carolina!
Carolina Core gave Anthony an opportunity. That trust is something he carries with him every time he plays.
Carolina has changed my life, and they were the first club to give me the opportunity to achieve my dreams, and I'm just grateful and thankful. That's why every time I step onto the field, I want to give everything that I can for this club and for the fans and everybody else.
They say the world's game is played everywhere. This is how we play it here. Every weekend across North America. From Vancouver's mountain rain to the shores of Florida. From the City of Angels to the Heartland. The world's brightest stars light up our fields.
Let's go.
And our fans bring the world to life. In every language, in every city. One game, one roar. Sold out nights under lights. New soccer citadels rising from coast to coast. Every chant, every goal. Another brick in a growing relief. Now, the world's biggest stage comes to our home. And when they arrive, they'll find the game's heartbeat has been here all along.
At this summer's FIFA World Cup, 105 players at the tournament have spent time with an MLS club, with 44 of these players developed through the MLS player pathway. Of these 44 players, 19 spent time in MLS Next Pro. Fans can get a closer look at this historic group by heading to MLSNextPro.com. So we are here at halftime between Real Monarchs and Portland Timbers, 2 knotted at 1 after 45 minutes. It's been a nice back-and-forth match. 7th minute opener for Real Monarchs and a 31st minute goal for Portland to level things up. Let's take a look at the recent scores around MLS Next Pro heading into this jam-packed weekend as we continue play throughout the World Cup. So there were 2 games on Monday, wild one between Minnesota United and Sporting Kansas City, and on Wednesday, Whitecaps coming out with a shootout win against North Texas SC. But lots more coming up this weekend as well. There are a handful of games taking place today. This is the first out of those, and then you'll have a full Sunday slate to feast on too. Here's a look at those Sunday games. Minnesota United back in action. We'll see if they can put up another crooked scoreline against a pretty stingy team in Austin FC. The Revs against the Red Bulls should be a fun matchup as well. Some good Eastern Conference contests, and we'll also see a game midweek next Wednesday between New York City and Carolina Core. Now let's take a look at our first half highlights, see how we got to 1-1. It started off on a great note for Real Monarchs, creating some chances early and able to get on the scoreboard within the first 10 minutes of play. We got a sense of it straight away as Ruben Masales picks out this cross to the back post. It required a goal line clearance from Portland. That would spell the chance to come. So Real Monarchs went up 1-0, and then here is the equalizer from Portland. Just completely wide open in the middle of the box. The three center backs losing track of the leading goal scorer for Timbers to Daniel Cervantes, who tucked it home calmly. So we will take one more break here before we get you back out to the second half. It is 1-1 between Real Monarchs and Timbers 2. More MLS Next Pro action coming your way after this short break.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Second half set to begin shortly here from Zions Bank Stadium. 80 degrees and the sun is shining as we stand 1-1 after 45 minutes of play here in MLS Next Pro Match Week 15. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Parker Johnson, back here with you for the final 45 between Real Monarchs and Timbers 2. A match that got lopsided the first time these two teams played. That was 3-0 in Portland's favor. The first half, much more even this time around, as we are off and running in the second half. Immediately, Monarchs on the front foot, going with the crossfield pass, but unable to create a sustained opportunity. So Portland coming the other way. Cervantes offside. Looks like the play will continue. Saw the assistant pop up his flag on the far touchline, but the ball in possession. A favorable outcome for the Monarchs, Mark Lowry's team. No subs to report just yet. So we get a good look now at Connor Ferguson, the Leeds United Academy product. coming across from England to join up with Timbers 2 this season. And it was the man just ahead of him, Noah Santos, who will step up to pressure here on Henry. It really caused a lot of the problems later on in that first half for Timbers, too. He was looking quite likely. Lineker trying to wrestle the ball away. Play on, says the referee, but now he'll blow it back for that crunching tackle just outside the center circle. .48th minute, and the throw in deep in the corner for Real Monarchs. Portland trying to set up the pressure here. Fernandez Kim's gone forward. Nunez in there. O'Gara peels it away. Ewalds. Stiff tackle, wins it cleanly. Enriquez coming through for Portland. Now it's picked up by Fernandez Kim. Santos dribbles it through. That was Wenzel with the eventual clearance. Player that Mark Lowry tabs as his best center back when fit and healthy. But he's been coming back from injury. Only was able to play 45 minutes last time against San Jose.
Did your mom invite Ryan over to do chores too?
Lineker controls with the chest. Sure, on some level, it is a pain for the Rio de Janeiro native to have to miss Brazil's World Cup match today. But of course, chasing his own professional soccer dream here. Guy who came over from Brazil to play college soccer in the United States, saw that as his best route to the professional ranks. With an opportunity to get a degree as well. He started at Memphis, went on to play at Marshall. He's really stepped up this year for Real Salt Lake, making his first team debut. See Lineker with the shorts rolled up a little bit, Samba style. A lot of the players like to do. Last year, he didn't even feature until September. He was a first-round draft pick by Real Salt Lake, 2025 Super Draft. And as he was set to get going with Real Monarchs, just had some visa issues. So it was a delayed start to his professional journey, but he's come on strong. Speaking of coming on strong, Ferguson darting up the left wing. Good recovery from Kobe Henry to send it behind for a corner. Timbers 2 with the first chance to threaten from the dead ball. 51st minute. Izoita over the corner kick for Portland. Hands on hips. Back post ball, Ondo heads it straight into the ground. Didn't get a lot of forward momentum on his attempt. It's a crumpling Bryce Van Forest, who was trying to keep that ball alive after the initial clearance, and eventually Real Monarchs get away with it. One back by Portland. On the move. Looking for space to shoot is Nunez. Set back to the top of the area. Struck right into the defender. Still Portland threatening. Lund hauling his man down. Disbelief from the Monarchs that they didn't get a call. T2 trying to take advantage. Curling run. Unable to catch up to the pass from midfield, but you can see an increased urgency here at the start of the second half for the visitors. Coming into this match, 4th place in the Western Conference. 7 wins in 13 contests for Portland this year, including 4 on the road already this season. Interim coach Andres Flores coming away with a win in his first match in charge last Friday, same day that they announced that Jack Cassidy would be taking over as the first team manager. Now with a week to work, trying to come up with a performance on the road against Real Monarchs. Izoida with room to run. Can have his pick of options. Left-footed shot. Edging off the side netting. No goal from Nunez, who tried to sneak it in at the front post.
I was trying to talk him out of it, actually.
Such an inviting pass from Izoita, giving Nunez the option to strike it either side of the goalkeeper. Henry's clearance blocked. Connor Ferguson. Santos. I do notice that he's changed boots at halftime. It's all pink in the first half, Noah Santos. Got the electric green. This portion of the match is brought to you by Zion's Bank, the official bank of Real Monarchs. Throw-in taken quickly. Cervantes on the move. Cuts inside. Drags down his defender. Oh. Looking for the top corner and beating the turf in frustration. A huge missed opportunity for Portland to go 2-1 up. Cervantes, much like the way he scored his first goal, just taking advantage of a lapse at the back, running onto a quick throw-in, and doing well to dispatch of Kobe Henry. Almost seemed to lose his footing as he went for the strike, lofting it over the crossbar with Kirk Fleet coming out to meet him. Lowry asking for more energy from his young team. It has been a slow start out of the blocks in the second half. Portland back on the attack again. Salas thought that he was able to deflect it back off of the attacker, but Will be a corner for Portland. We saw, especially early on in the first half, how the wind helped keep Portland pinned in defensively when they were defending this side of the field. And that seems to be the pattern playing out in the second half in reverse. With the wind at Portland's back this time, Real Monarchs forced onto their own doorstep, defending for their lives to try to keep this thing 1-1. Portland having all the chances since halftime. Corner coming in from Izoita. Good delivery for Ondo. I think that was deflected by the covering defender before it got to the hands of Kirk Vliet, but either way, a shot on target and a save. And another set piece that meets the head of Ondo. He's connected with a couple corners already in the second half from Izoita. Played through. Ewald on the move. He is onside. Tripped up by Ondo. Surely this is going to be a red card. Charles Ondo gets his marching orders, taking down Ewald, who was in the clear. A match-changing moment. The pass was split through, and it draws the straight red. Ondo was already on a yellow, so any kind of tackle there, no matter the interpretation, would have ended his day. And it will be 11-10 in the Monarchs' favor for the final 30 minutes and change. And now the urgent danger will be Owen Anderson and Lineker Rodriguez dos Santos over this free kick. Lineker looks likely with the left. There's space over the wall to the near post. It will be Lineker. Well over top. Didn't get the dip that he was anticipating. And now I'm sure a frantic scramble on both touch lines to figure out what cards to play next. Will Portland try to sit on this 1-1 result and seek penalties from here on out? They'll have to bring on another defender. They've started the match without Alex Bamford, who is their regular center back partner for Nicholas Lund. Now without Ondo, you look to the bench, and the only defender available is Max Nystrom, who is yet to make his MLS Next Pro debut, an academy center back. And for the Monarchs, a golden opportunity to capitalize with a player up here for 30 minutes. Try to find that go-ahead goal. Their back three will probably not be pressured too much. They do still have to play into the wind, though, which will become quite the advantage for Portland. Like we'll get some substitutions. Daniel Nunez is trotting off on the far side.
Substitution for Portland in the 67th.
Henry Mueller
62nd
making his way
minute.
onto the pitch.
Leaving the match, number 63, Daniel Nunez. Entering the match, number 81, Henry Mueller.
Mueller, a 16-year-old academy product from Portland. He can play in a number of positions. He's been used as a deputy outside back this season. He replaces Nunez, who is a much more attack-minded player. But it appeared in that first action that Mueller came on the left, so probably a bit of a shakeup here for Portland, one way or another. Somebody's going to have to fill that center back spot. It looks like right now that's Eric Izoita, who is to the left of the goalkeeper, Sam Joseph, right now. The central midfielder, really one of the best all-around players on this team. And I think that extra trust level that the staff has with Izoita, his tactical knowledge and awareness, on top of his size and his ball-playing ability, make him the go-to option, at least for now, to continue on at center back rather than trying to throw in Maximo Nystrom for his first MLS Next Pro appearance. But this will be tricky. Mueller coming on. Looks like he's taking the left midfield spot, and Santos has flipped over to the right. Anderson. Zoita getting back. In an uncomfortable position, but he's able to make a play. Footballer's a footballer, and when he saw the loose ball, an open space, and a duel to be won, he stepped in and did that. But it is a corner for Real Monarchs. Corner for the home side. Flicked on and in! Monarchs take the lead just 4 minutes after the red card. A 2-1 advantage that will feel far more commanding as they capitalize on the set piece. And who else but Wes Sharpie in his last home match, set to be celebrated as he moves on to a new role with the club in the coming months. Last opportunity for him to play at home, and he has tucked in the go-ahead goal on the scrappy second ball. And what better way to have your curtain call? You see him passing off the armband. Wes Sharpie will depart here.
Real Monarchs goal.
And his final touch of the ball at home is a goal for Real Monarchs to put them in winning position.
Wesley Sharpie. Substitutions for the Monarchs. Leaving the match, number 40, Omar Marquez. Entering the match, number 61, Izahi Amparo. And for the final time, leaving the match, number 67, Wesley Sharpie. And entering the match, number 79, Jack Otley.
What a cool moment for Wes Sharpie. 33 years old. senior statesman of this MLS Next Pro side, and it's captain whenever he does play. He's battled through some injuries. He hasn't seen the pitch as much as he would have liked with Real Monarchs. He will still play a couple more games for the club as a player, but this his last match at home, and he goes off a goal scorer. Jack Otley, the man who comes on, 18-year-old academy player who can play at the wingback spot. I think we may see Masala shift back into center back to replace Sharpie's position. And then Amparo, a replacement in midfield as well. He gets stuck in here. Now recovering it is Van Parker. Hasn't had a lot of looks at goal, but he's bearing down on Connor Ferguson, who sticks a foot in, and the last-ditch tackle out for a Portland throw. This portion of today's match is presented by Intermountain Health, the power of we. A ball-winning challenge in midfield from Real Monarchs, but the follow-through caught the Portland Timbers player. So free kick whistled in favor of the Timbers. Now down a man and down a goal. The red card in the 58th minute for Charles Ondo. Hardly had time to make a sub and catch their breath by the time that Real Monarchs took advantage. Complete misconnection, going for the short free kick. It looks like a long way up to climb. Talking with Andres Flores this week, the interim coach for Timbers 2. After that in a moment as Ewald comes forward. Looks like he had some space to run. Slows it down temporarily. Now darts past with Lineker on the ball. Played off. Fake shot. Looking for the pass through the trees. Free kick taken quickly by Portland. Not from the right spot. Talking to Andres Flores about his team, in particular their last match against Vancouver, a 1-0 win on the road that was certainly hard fought. He said it was a great example of what they are as a team. Characteristics like being hardworking and never quitting are part of the fabric of this Portland team that has climbed up the table in the Western Conference this year. So it is not a team that is going to give up on this match. Even with the circumstances, they will back themselves to steal something and try to get some kind of equalizer to take this to penalties. First order business will be keeping out Real Monarchs, who are playing with a little more confidence now. There's the sub getting ready for Portland. Max Kiesel.
Timbers substitution leaving the match. Number
now he will have the opportunity to replace Daniel Cervantes, the Portland goal scorer, notching his 5th goal of the season. Kiesel, coming off the bench, has 1 goal, 1 assist this season. But his minutes have been quite a bit more sporadic. Just 1 start Only about 200 minutes played so far on the campaign, this being his 10th appearance and his 9th as a substitute. Fresh legs definitely needed at this point. That is part of the reason for the change. For a challenge from Portland defender. Easy whistle for Trevor Weissman, and a free kick for the Monarchs. Last set piece turned into a goal for Sharpie. He has since departed, but still some big bodies they can aim for at the back stick. Ewalds, Wenzel, Henry, all lined up, trying to get on the end of this cross. Does look like they have some options to play short if they so choose. Goes low, looking for Lineker. Pops it up. There's the strike, and there's the goal. 3-1 to the Monarchs. An opportunistic finish, pounced on by the home side. And now they have a 2-goal advantage, sticking 3 past the traveling Timbers. Let's see it again. Kobe Henry, the man who comes away with the goals. 2 center backs on the score sheet for Real Monarchs. An offensive outburst after being shut out in their last game on the road against San Jose. Scoring for the second time after going up a man here in the second half.
Real Monarchs goal.
A game that has contained twists and turns. But now the Monarchs squarely in front. Tackle off the ball by Masalas. See what action the referee chooses to take. Definitely did not make a play on the ball. So that's going to be a yellow card for the Real Monarchs defender.
Yellow card caution, Monarchs number 77, Ruben Marseilles.
Then Boris back to his feet. Portland with an opportunity here. These dead ball situations will be precious if they are to mount any kind of comeback here. The wind sweeping the cross away before anybody could meet it. Beautiful footwork. Played on. Ewalds. Direct run from the Monarchs. Far side cross finds side netting. Not the best delivery from out there. Those are the areas that, even with the scoreline as it stands, Mark Lowry really intent on cleaning up in attack. He wants better service from his wingbacks. Particularly frustrating because there have been many, many times this season where Players have gotten in good positions. Midfielders have set them up well. The strikers in position waiting for crosses, and they just haven't come off. It's been two center backs supplying the two second half goals for Monarchs in this contest. One of them is going to be withdrawn as we reach a second half hydration break. We know that there are a couple of subs ready to switch in for the Monarchs as well that we may see after this break. So a recap for you if you joined us late. First, we'll remind you that this portion of the match presented by America First, the official credit union of Real Salt Lake. America First is game-changing solutions for every financial need, so join the winning team today at americafirst.com. Marquez started things off with a 7th-minute goal. It was his first of the season as he returned to the starting lineup for Real Monarchs, but things evened out in the first half. Back and forth action between these two Western Conference teams as Daniel Cervantes notched his 5th of the season to knot the game at 1. That's where we found ourselves at halftime, and it was shortly after the break, the 58th minute, that this game completely got flipped on its head. A Charles Ondo red card, followed by 2 goals from Real Monarchs. And now both of those goal scorers have departed. Wes Sharpie doing so on his final home match, and Kobe Henry scoring the 3rd. He is now replaced by Gio Calderon, and Owen Anderson comes off for Antonio Riquelme. Big boost for the Monarchs to have Riquelme back. He was gone for several weeks with the Chile national team. He was invited into senior national team camp to train at the end of May and then participated in some friendlies with their under-20 national team during that June international break that saw a number of players from RSL stepping in with their youth national teams. And still more reinforcements to return for the Monarchs. They don't have Gio Villa, Luca Moisa, or Axel Uriostegui, who are all playing for the USA under-18s. Still working their way back from the international duty. So they can roll off of this potential result here with some positivity going forward, knowing that they'll be getting some reinforcements back. A next match definitely winnable on the road against Tacoma. For Timbers too, as they look to continue their strong road form this season. They have an away match coming up next against Colorado Rapids too. That is next Saturday. Santos. Lucas Fernandez-Kim, edge of the area. It's back to Eric Izoita. Real Monarchs with the extra man clogging up the middle, so they clip it over top. Anything in the air, getting that extra bit of push from the wind, carrying it over the touchline and out for the goal kick. Portland's still pressing. They came into the match today on a 4-game away winning streak, during which they did not concede a single goal in those 4 matches. And including today's tally, 1/6 of the goals that Portland has conceded the entire season, 3 out of 18 have come in this match. Can't emphasize enough how strong of a defensive team Portland has been and how impressive this is from Real Monarchs, regardless if they were up a man in the second half or not. You can immediately see the class from Antonio Riquelme, feeling the defender, dropping it off to Calderon. That was an interesting sequence. A rough foul down in the corner and then booting the ball away in frustration, and not only pinging it off the back of his teammate, but receiving a yellow card as well. I think that is Noah Santos who's gone into the referee's book.
Yellow card, Timbers, number 57, Bryce Van Voorhis.
Correction, 57, not 37. So Van Voorhis gets the yellow. It was Santos who got the ball in the back of the head. Tough outcome for both. And this a very interesting free kick position. See the Monarchs player trying to steal a couple inches more infield to give him an angle and a look at net. They go back post with it, played across. Lineker waiting for the ball to fall. Riquelme. Pressure by Lunds, and out for a Monarchs throw. It's a challenge of frustration from Van Voorhis. Just was booked, so he'll have to be careful. They'll already have Charles Ondo missing the next match, and that's exactly what Trevor Wiseman is going to tell him. No more of those kind of fouls. Van Voorhis, just his third game back, returning from injury. He was a player that they were really missing earlier on in the season, holding down that right back spot. Ewald can pick out any cross he wants. Back post is open. Sam Joseph sprawling across. Able to recover and stop a fourth from going in. Portland trying to move the other way. Strike while the game is stretched. Run through the middle from Kiesel. And that will be a corner. Great eye from Joseph to start the transition after making the last-ditch save. The goal was gaping.
Substitution for Portland, leaving the match, number 37, Noah Santos. Entering the match, number 77, Benjamin Barjolo.
Substitution there for the visitors. Benjamin Barjolo coming on, replacing Noah Santos, who had quite an effective first half, but since the red card, he's had to move around the formation a little bit, and with the lack of numbers, it's just been hard for him to get in the ball and get in the game and get on the ball, rather. Barjolo trying to bother Kirk Vliet in goal. And the kick taken sailing past everybody, but it stays in play, knocking off of the corner flag, the rubber base. And that does count as part of the field of play, so if it hits it and stays in, you can keep playing. Fernandez Kim with a sight of goal. Portland refusing to quit. Ferguson going for the early cross. The wind may take this one behind, and it does for a corner. These late game efforts do not go unnoticed in the eyes of coaches, even if they don't make a difference in the results. Portland still pushing. Swept in from the corner. Van Voorhis is going to hit. It was certainly traveling with some steam, but now there is open space for Real Monarchs. On the move. Glancing one defender, and then the recovery comes in. Excellent defending from Adolfo Enriquez to get back. That was Jack Otley. The Real Monarchs man who's been playing at the back and spotted the opportunity to sprint forward. They've had a couple chances to really put this one out of reach. It's far from likely that Portland would score 2 here in the dying minutes, but they're continuing to keep their foot on the gas. Nothing to lose at this point, and Real Monarchs haven't been able to punish them.
Substitution for the Monarchs, leaving the match.
Now Chance Cowell will come on for a late cameo for Mark Lowry,
number 44,
the USA Under-17 international. A homegrown coming over from San Jose Earthquakes. Cowell with 1 assist in 3 appearances so far this season, getting a few more minutes off the bench. He comes in at the right wingback spot, replacing Ewald, who certainly helped the cause. Didn't come away with a goal or an assist, but definitely caused trouble up the right. And Cowell, straight away, has an opportunity. He's got a man to his left, looking for the pass. Can Parker keep it in? He cannot. Cowell fresh into the match. Didn't have the radar quite tuned in as he played it forward to his teammate. I like the unselfish decision there, trying to get Parker into the action. Van Parker scoring all 4 of his goals this season in May. It's been a dry June so far, after a couple of tough results for Real Salt Lake. After he won that Player of the Month honor in May, he said it motivates him to keep going and to stay humble. Certainly a player that expects a lot more of himself from the future and won't be happy with 1 good month of play. Salas with a sloppy pass. Good deflection to help win it back from Amparo. Lineker on the move. So we hit the 90-minute mark here,
added to the match.
and 4 more minutes left to play at a minimum. Did have that water break in the second half. Changes after the red card as well. 2 goals in the second half for Real Monarchs to turn a 1-1 halftime tie into a 3-1 advantage as we head down the final stretch. A beautiful day here in Harriman, Utah at Zions Bank Stadium. Very fun one for the home fans. Looking like it will be the 3rd win at home this season. Wes Sharpie, the captain of Real Monarchs. Played forward here, Parker. Big save from Joseph, who awkwardly rolls it in front of himself and tries to kick it away. A little bit of beef brewing between him and some of the Real Monarchs players. Dealt with well by the Monarchs. Barjolo trying to advance. They do win the throw. Portland can take it quickly for Lucas Fernandez-Kim. Driving inside. Now swerving back away. Has Barjolo as an option. Mueller arriving. Ferguson sends it forward. Headed effort. Over the top. Ferguson with a great range of passing from that left back spot. He loves an early cross. Already does have 2 assists this season. He assisted the game winner in Portland's win the last time out against Whitecaps FC 2. Able to claw back a late goal that time. Good opportunity nonetheless. Played through the middle. Riquelme sees it hang up in the wind. Now teammates arrive. Looped towards the back post. Headed back across. And a beautiful team goal to seal things here in Harriman. 4-1 to the Monarchs. And it's Rodriguez dos Santos who gets the final touch. All orchestrated by Riquelme. Great header back across, and Lineker knew exactly what to do with it. 5th goal of the season for the Brazilian forward. As he sets off the party. And Real Monarchs have managed a 3-goal advantage, marking the deficit that they fell by to this very Portland team barely over a month ago. A huge statement from Mark Lowry's men. Reminding Timbers, too, what the Monarchs are all about. Aided by a red card in the second half, that's when all 3 goals have come to put them in front. But take nothing away from the performance. And there is the final whistle, so Lineker caps it off. A decisive 4-1 win. The game changing in the 58th minute on that Ondo red card. It was 1-1 at halftime, and it finishes 4-1 as Real Monarchs notch their 5th win of the season, trying to climb up into those top 8 spots in the West. It was a day of celebration meant for the captain, Wes Sharpie, who is our man of the match, presented by Adidas. Sharpie came into today knowing this was going to be his last home match as a Real Monarchs player. And his final touch of the game was the go-ahead goal to put the Monarchs up 2-1 just 6 minutes after Charles Ondo was sent off. The flags waving in the background said it all. Every single teammate congratulating their captain, who plays at home for the final time and takes home our Player of the Match award. A heartwarming win in Utah. It finishes 4-1, our final score. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, my name is Parker Johnson, signing off from Zions Bank Stadium. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Have a great rest of the evening, everybody.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.